Minority Retort on X-Ray FM. X-Ray FM.
Wake up! Wake up! Come on. Wake up!
And now, Minority Retort with Jason Lamb.
All right, it's Friday morning on X-Ray in the Morning. That means it's time for Minority Retort. My name is Jason Lamb. I'm the co-host and co-producer of Minority Retort, the comedy show, which you can see at the Siren Theater. It's an all-people of color comedy show. It's hosted by myself, Julia Ramos, and now a rotating cast of comedic characters. And speaking of comedians of color, I have a great one here in town who's a legend.
Wow,
Portland
legend.
comedy.
Wow, I've been called a legend. I'll sleep well tonight. I am a legend.
Well, consider the source, number one, but we'll get back to that. But it's a pleasure to have on the show once again the co-founder of the Northwest Black Comedy Festival, which is happening next weekend at Billy Webb's Elks Lodge. The real Hyjinx is here.
Hello, hello, hello.
Jinx, how are you?
Good. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming back on the show. Now, we're here to talk about the third annual now.
Third annual. Can't believe that we've made it up
Northwest
to 3.
Black Comedy Festival. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you
thank you.
in putting this together along with your wife, Courtney.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being a part of it for the 3rd year in a row, actually. Or second year? Was second year. Third?
Third year.
3rd year? Okay. Sorry, I do a lot of recreational stuff in my off time, so
Sure.
my memory is bad.
Well, but you don't have a lot of off time because you're
really-
putting together this amazing festival along with doing the other amazing comedy shows that you and your wife put on in town.
Yes, yes.
But for folks that either haven't been to the festival before or folks that are going to be returning, what can they expect to see this year at the festival?
This year we have. This year was the first year we actually have featured headliners that we have coming in. So I'm really excited about that, and to have 2 showcases from out of town again is awesome. We have Ken Hamlet bringing in Inebriated, Hydrated, and Faded showcase, and then we have Quincy Johnson, the second, bringing Blame Social Media,
Gotcha.
which is going to be super awesome. And we're going to have a podcast. First year we're going to actually have a podcast in the With Broken Glass podcast.
Cool.
So just super excited about that and just pumped up about all the comedians that's coming in town. We got like close to 40 plus comedians coming here for this year. So just super excited about this and glad that we get it off the ground for the 3rd year in a row.
And you mentioned the headlining shows that you're having in the festival this year. Who are some of the headliners going to be on the show?
One, we have a good friend of ours who's been part of the festival 3 years in a row, Curtis Cook, writer for the Jim Jeffries show. Yep. He's coming down. Then we have Mark Caesar. He's a big guy coming out of Louisiana. He's been on Heart of the City. He's headlined the Essence Music Festival, the New York Comedy Festival, the Philadelphia Comedy Festival. Me and him just happened to meet doing the show somewhere, and I was like, yo, I'd really like you to come down and be a part of the festival next year, and he was like, I'm down. So he's doing it. We also have Chaz Carter out of L.A. He was in the festival.
Guys who's doing big things right now, yeah.
So funny, out of L.A. He was in the festival last year, and I've just been following him, and he's just been blowing up. He's everywhere. Like, he's doing so much. So we offered him to come down and be one of our featured headliners, and he was like, yeah. And also we have from right here, homegrown, Debbie Wooten, who we need people to be there. There's a big surprise that nobody knows about that's going to happen at the end of the festival. So you need to be there for that.
Wow.
If nothing else, you need to be there.
Okay.
And then unfortunately, one of our headliners had to drop out. Something came up, and I totally understand. Toby Hicks, who is coming down from L.A., something came up. He just called me the other day, and he really apologetic and like, man, I hate to do this. And I get it. I totally understand this business. This business is hard as it is, so you're not going to turn down no big money. So I totally understood. But he'll be back. We're going to get Toby Hicks up here to do a show for something else, so we'll see him. But I'm excited about that. Our first year having actual featured headliners, so I'm super excited about having that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's also awesome for me as the host of Minority Retort, one of the hosts and one of the producers, to be in the show once again this year, and I really, really appreciate being included, as well as the other show that I produce, the Black on Tours, which is our all-black storytelling show, which has also been in our third year.
Yeah, third year for both of them. Awesome.
It really means a lot to us to be a part of it, so thank you for that.
No, thank you.
But I know putting on a festival, as I do myself, the Portland Podcast Festival, what a challenge it is to coordinate all the schedules and stuff. You mentioned you had to drop out, or the headliners. Like, what's it like for behind the scenes of putting together this festival, and how stressful is it?
On the outside, I'm pretty calm. On the inside, I am sweating bullets. Because, it's sometimes I put up more pressure on myself than has to be, because me and my wife strive for perfection. We want this festival to be just the best festival that it can possibly be. So even when it's going well, we're still in our heads like, oh God, we want this, and we're always looking. Instead of like being in the moment, we're always looking like next year, what can we do to make it better than we did this year? So even though we're working on right now and trying to get through this, we're in our head like, okay, next year we got to do this different next year, and we're going to start this a little bit different. So it's a lot of pressure on us, and we really don't get to, I don't get to relax till like the 18th, the day after the festival, when it's like, oh, okay, whew, oh. But going through it's semi-stressful because you just want it to be perfect, so it's a lot on us, but we handle it. I think we handle it pretty well.
No, yeah, absolutely, you guys do. And the other thing you guys handle really well is kind of the talk that originated about the festival when it first started. Well, I remember seeing it in the media, like, why do we need, the Black Comedy Festival? And, what that really means to put on a Black Comedy Festival in this portion of the country, particularly the city, and how it's perceived, and the truths about the city, to be quite frank with you.
Yeah.
But so what's it been like? Like, how is that carried forth when you originally started? Do people still talk about that as a thing, and how important is it to you to have specifically a Black comedy festival?
To me, it's important, especially here in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Where there's 20 million festivals around the nation every year. So I don't see why people were getting all out of shape because we had a Black comedy festival, and we had so many, and I had people try to enter. Like, I had some great comedians that hit me up that wanted to be a part of it, and I was just like, no, I'm going to stand my ground. We made this a Black comedy festival. We're going to keep it like that. But every year we always have one or two people that's like, you know what, I can slide past security. He'll never notice. He'll let us in.
Well, I see security sitting right behind the glass right there in the former court days. I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and the thing is, I want to tell comedians, like, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal at all. It's no different from, like, when they have the No Dick All Jane show. I can't enter it, and I'm not going to get mad because I can't be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So just let us have this. Can we have this? You know what I'm saying? This is a festival that it needed to happen in Portland, and I just want people to be more supportive of it and not be like, why am I not a part? Just be like, you know what, this is dope. I'm glad that they're doing this, and I want to support it in any way that I can.
Yeah, that's something that I have struggled with in putting on our show, Minority Retort. It's right there in the title. But I have people sometimes asking me, how can I get on it? And, to me, I'm not trying to be exclusionary,
right,
necessarily. I'm trying to just elevate who we are.
Yeah, put the spotlight on us for once.
Sure, the question could probably be asked, who's a minority? And sometimes, I determine what that is.
Right.
And sometimes it depends on who's the funniest.
Right.
But, I'm not trying to be exclusionary. You just we want to celebrate us.
Yeah, and again, that's one reason we did it in Black History Month. We did it in a historical Black venue because that was important to us, So, I hope that more people hop on board and we don't catch as much back. And we really haven't. A lot more comedians that are not of color have came forward and they're volunteering and they want to be a part of it as much as they can because they see the vision and it was like, this is dope. Like, this is actually a dope thing that you're doing here. And if we can help you push it and be a part of it in any way without performing, we're cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So you get that, but you still get a few people with that push that like, why can't I be in it? Why can't I be a part of it? Why are y'all doing this? So, you know, we take it as it comes, you know, so.
And so if people want to come and check out the festival, we want to give people an opportunity that might be listening to score some tickets to the festival.
Yeah, let's give out some tickets. Let's give away some tickets.
Are we giving away 2 pair? Or?
Yeah, we'll give away 2 pair of tickets. We'll give so each ticket will come with a table for 2 people, and we'll include a meal with it, a good soulful meal, you know, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. It's going to be a good meal. So that's what 2 people are going to walk away with. 2 sets of tickets.
Awesome, awesome. So you can call us right now at 503-233 XRAY. 503-233 XRAY. I got so excited about this offer.
Hey, man.
It's going to be such a great show that
it's going to be great.
I lost my mind for a second.
Soul food and just good comics and just it's going to be so great.
And again, it's next weekend starting on the 15th?
15th. Well, we'll actually start for any comedians that's going to be in town. We'll start on the 14th with the open mic and meet and greet at Harvey's. So we're going to start at Harvey's Comedy Club, which I want to say shout out to Harvey's Comedy Club for being one of our sponsors this year. Matter of fact, shout out to all of our sponsors that we have this year, which is Portland Radio Project, T6 Productions, the Sanctuary Club downtown, Harvey's Comedy Club, and who else? And Dirty Angel, and PDX Exclusive, who designed our flyer and our logo for the last 3 years in a row. So I want to make sure I thank all those sponsors for being a part and believing in our vision and our dream the same way me and my wife believed in it. So thank you guys so much.
Fantastic. And you mentioned radio a second ago. You and your wife actually are doing radio.
Yeah, we have a. I don't want to. Is this competition? I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
is this like a Coke and Pepsi thing? I don't want to.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
I don't want to start no like Burger King, McDonald's beef in here. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? So we actually have a radio show that we do on Portland Radio Project every Saturday called Soulful Saturdays, where we play. We play R&B and hip-hop, old school, something that you can sit around with your family, no cussing and all this filth, farm, something good and clean. We call it this, the soundtrack to your weekend. So that's what we like to do. And me and my wife have been doing that for over a year now, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I see why you do this. The radio is like, I love it, you know, because I can wear pajamas and I don't have to get dressed, and it doesn't matter. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. And you guys obviously have a natural rapport, and it's clear that you guys love doing what you're doing with that, so congratulations on that as well.
You.
I do have to ask you about something, and I don't want to end things on a down note here, but I think it'll swing back up at the end. But I mentioned my show, The Black on Tour, the storytelling show that I produce with the host Leanne Johnson. It happens at the Deep End Theater every other month. And you were on the last edition of that, and you told a story about your upbringing. And I wonder if you could just quickly summarize what that was, and I'd like to talk with you a little bit. That's all you have left about it.
Well, when I was coming up, my mother was married to an abusive jerk that abused her, and just no respect for her, no respect for the kids. And that was actually a tough story to tell. Like I told you, that's the first time. I'm 44 years old. I have never told anybody that story before. And it was just a time in my life that this man was so abusive to my mom and the things I had witnessed. And it was just, it was tough. That was a tough story to tell, but I'm glad I got to tell it. And I think it's important that I told that to let people know that you can get away from abusive relationships. You don't have to stay. You don't have to settle and be like, this is it. This is the best as it get. And my mom showed me that she was strong because she walked away. I mean, she loved him. I'm quite sure she loved him, but it was hard for her to walk away. But it was such a toxic relationship. And as a child, to have to witness your mom go through that, to feel almost powerless because you can't do, you're a child. What can you do? So sharing that story with you guys on Black and Toured, it was a cleansing moment for me to actually be able to say that and share that moment. But it also took me back to a place that I don't ever want to think about that. Like right now, I get kind of choked up thinking about it because it was just a time like no child should ever have to witness some of the things that I witnessed growing up as a child, and it's just.
Well, I wanted to thank you for sharing that story on the show, and just congratulate you on the remarkable recovery from that, and what you've made yourself into, and how you come to comedy from that is amazing.
Well, it's sometimes you just need that laughter to one of my big rules as a comedian is my goal as a comedian is to make you laugh and take your mind off of every bad thing that's happened to you in that day. And if I can make you laugh and make you forget about the bad day at the office, the bad traffic, the nasty people that talk to you, I'm doing my job as a comedian. And so now, like, I just want to get people out of that bad place. I didn't have nobody when I was small to get me out of my bad place, but now I have that power to get you out of that bad place, and I want to do that. So I love comedy. It's given me that avenue to be who I am and also help people. I feel like I'm helping people doing comedy. And that story it helps me be a better person in comedy and a father and a husband. So.
Well, you're going to help a whole bunch of people next weekend.
Man, yeah, get your laugh on with us, man.
At the Northwest Black Comedy Festival, the third annual. Third annual. This it's bananas because like the first one was like, okay, we did it. Yeah.
The second was like, now it's like the third. This is like bananas. So I really can't express how excited I am about this whole experience. Like, this is dope. I'm hype.
So to get tickets, people should.
If you want to get tickets, you can go to our page, Northwest Black Comedy Festival,
on Facebook.
And each showcase, you can click on the invites for each showcase, and they have a ticket link. If they want to get VIP passes or a VIP table for the night, you can give me a call. I'm going to actually give out my phone number on air. So if you want VIP tickets or a table, give me a call at 503-334-8938.
All right, and that's the third annual Northwest Black Comedy Festival. It's happening next weekend at Billy Webb's Elks Lodge on February 15th.
15th through the 17th.
And we want to thank the Real Hyjinx for being here.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
Are those tickets still available for the call-in tickets? One pass still available, so call us at 503-233 XRAY to pick up some free tickets for next weekend's Northwest Black Comedy Festival. Jinx, thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having me, and I also want to congratulate. I want to congratulate you, one, on Minority Retort for being probably one of the best showcases in the Northwest right now, period, hands down.
Thank you.
And also congratulations on the podcast festival. I saw it was like beautiful. We're getting into it. I keep saying me and my wife are going to put together a podcast so we can be a part of the podcast festival.
Well, there's a rigorous review process.
We'll sneak in. I'll fudge our numbers so we can get in. All right,
that's it for us. We'll be back to wrap up the show in just a second.